And speaking of alcohol, we're about to go get started on that drinks. So, things are happening. Let's try that again.
What's going on, beer lovers? Welcome to another episode. I'm Jeff.
And I'm Jacob.
And today it's about 100 degrees outside. Jacob and I are super thirsty, so we had to go find a brewery to drink at. So today we're in Anaheim, California at Phantom Ales.
Phantom Ales is also a homebrew supply shop, a cidery, and meadery. So we kind of gonna get a little bit of everything here today.
I'm super excited to see what they have. We've had a couple beers at festivals that we've been to, so you ready to dig in?
I'm ready.
All right, let's have some beer.
Everyone, so this is your history lesson on Phantom Ales. Around 2008, the owner Rob opened up this location as a winery originally. However, in 2013, it reopened as a brewery and homebrew supply shop. And now if you come today, you can still get wine, you can get beer, you can get your supplies for your homebrew, and you can also get some mead and some cider. So they really do it all here. A little bit of everything. If there's not something you like here, there's a chance that you just might not like alcohol. And speaking of alcohol, we're about to go get started on our flights. So, let's have some beer.
All right, guys, so my first beer up is called Autumn Wheat. It's 5.6%. I love wheat ales, especially during the summertime. It's actually got a pretty clear color. It's not like your Shock Top or Blue Moon or any of those other beers that won't be named. But I'm sure it's delicious, so let's see. Cheers. Wow. Okay, so typically with, a wheat beer, right on the nose you typically get those specialty grains really picking up. I didn't really get much aroma off this at all. So I didn't quite know what to expect going in. However, as soon as I dug in, it was just like malty and grainy and weedy and delicious. On top of that, you guys know me, I love my hops. This has got a nice little hoppy bite to it. I didn't expect it. I was assuming it was just an autumn wheat style beer. Maybe have some kind of like fall spices in there, like a pumpkin spice or clove or something like that. No, it's got hops and I like it a lot. So, great way to start out the day. Cheers.
Right here I have Checkout Pils from Phantom Ales, which is a Czech Pilsner, go figure. This is coming in at around 5.7% and it has a beautiful clarity, which you should expect from a Pilsner. So let's see if it tastes like a Czech Pilsner. So right here in Anaheim and all over Orange County, it's like 100+ degrees in October, which is gross. Czech Pilsner is something that you can just drink cold, and it's refreshing, and my god, why is it 100 degrees? I need more of this. So thank you, Phantom, for making a Czech Pilsner that is appropriately sessionable and appropriately thirst quenching.
So, of course we're at Phantom Ales, so I had to try something that matches with the brewery. So this one is a Imperial Stout. It's called Wisdom, and it's 12%. It is black as night. I'm a little scared. I can't believe this is one of my first beers I'm trying here. But you know what? Go big or go home. Cheers. This is a bold beer. There is no line about that. Now, one thing I want to point out is, although this beer is extremely bold, you're getting meaningful flavor out of it. It doesn't taste super boozy. It's just packed with so much flavor that you know it's going to be a high gravity beer. Now, the flavors I'm getting out of this: chocolate, vanilla bean, like raw vanilla bean, not like artificial vanilla. It's very subtle, but mixes beautifully with the chocolate. And then you get a ton of coffee notes on it as well. Now, I will tell you, the coffee, you get a lot of the bitterness from the coffee in this. It's a little too much. I kind of was enjoying the sweetness from like the chocolate, vanilla, and the roasted malts. The bitterness from the coffee kind of pulls away from it a little bit, but the actual flavor of the coffee I really enjoy. I would maybe say next time they do this recipe, try maybe a lighter roast and see if maybe it's a little less bitter. But as for an imperial stout, I mean, I love it.
All right, so up next I have Phantom Ale's Guava Jelly Cider, which has this nice light haze going on, kind of a straw color. I kind of just picked it because guava jelly sounded really delicious, and I don't think I've ever heard of a cider that was also guava. So I'm intrigued. Let's find out. So I'm not very well versed in ciders, but right off the bat, this is very easy to drink. It's very light, refreshing. It's fruity, but not in your face. It's not, I don't know if jelly is really the right word for it, because jelly is usually thick. This is super light body, really light, and just very easy on your palate. I can easily see someone knocking back several of these if they were like in a 12 ounce. 6.5 is maybe a little bit beefier than you would want to be knocking back too many of them, but you probably could do it. This is a really good beer to have in the summer. I might have to get more ciders. Jeff, might have to hit up some cideries.
Okay, we are not drinking small beers today, guys. These are some big beers. The next beer up is called PXI. It's a Belgian quad and it's 11%. Normally I would volunteer Justin for these kind of beers, but here you really don't have a choice. I honestly am looking at the beer list and the only things that's below like 10% are ciders, and I'm trying to drink as much beer here as possible. So, Belgian quad, here we go. Cheers. It's interesting. So, most Belgians, I feel like, have at least like doubles, triples, quads in that kind of realm. Not necessarily Belgian, all Belgian beers, but like most Belgian quads specifically that I've had have a very distinct texture. It's almost like syrupy texture. And this, I'm not quite getting this. Like, it's very clean texture. It's not like a thick mouthfeel. It's not that syrupiness. The malt flavor's definitely there. It just, you know, for 11%, hate to say it, but it tastes kind of light. It doesn't taste like an 11%. Now, that's not a bad thing. I'm not criticizing this beer. In fact, if you're a fan of Belgian-style beers, you might love this because of that fact. But what I will tell you is it's like a familiar thing for me. So for me, it's not necessarily something I'm into. But you guys know me and my Belgian malts. The malts in this are fantastic. They taste delicious. Always loving those Belgian flavors. You get a little bit of apple for me. Like, I'm getting like a nice rich red apple. Maybe even like a little toasted. Like a roasted apple, like you'd find in an apple pie or something. And then a little bit of like caramel toffee kind of flavor as well. So it's like a candied sweetness, but again, it's not that thick mouthfeel that I'm used to. But overall, I mean, 11%, this is dangerous. So personally, I would just say steer clear unless you want to have some regrets in the morning. Cheers.
Okay, everyone, so my next beer is a passion fruit and mango tea cider. This is just a bright, kind of reddish color. And the aroma off this is just super big and sweet. I'm a little nervous that it might be too sweet, but I'm hoping that there's some tea notes that'll kind of balance it out. So let's dig in. Cheers. Whoa! Yeah, I was right about the tea. It really balances out the sweetness. And I actually get very distinct, this is definitely tea. There's that kind of, I mean, if you ever smelled fresh tea leaves after you've steeped them, like not your instant tea packet, the actual tea leaves, there's something about that quality in this cider. I really like the tea a lot. I could probably go with more tea, in fact. But that's just because I'm really enjoying it. I can understand maybe not everyone is into that sort of profile, but for me, I want more tea in this beer. Cider. This magical liquid.
All right, so I gotta kind of give you guys a little bit of an explanation. This show's Let's Have Some Beer, and sometimes we go to breweries and they don't just have beer. That's Phantom Ales is more than just beer. They do ciders as well. But I don't want to hear any shit talking from anybody out there watching this. So this one in particular is not a beer. It's a mead, a pomegranate and cranberry mead, and it is 13%. Now, if you guys want to talk shit, talk all the shit you want, but guess what? 13%, step up to the big leagues. Here we go. Cheers. All right. I'm gonna say it right here, right now. This is the most dangerous alcoholic beverage I think I've ever had in my life. And here's why. Have you guys ever tried ocean spray cranberry juice before? That's exactly what this tastes like. Like cranberry juice, straight up. There is no sign of alcohol in this mead whatsoever. The cranberry is such a strong and predominant flavor. It overtakes any possibility of you picking up any booziness on this. It, in my opinion, also kind of overpowers the pomegranate. I'm sure it's there if you really dig for it. But this is cranberry juice, man. I mean, I don't know, Ocean Spray makes some pomegranate cranberry juice too. I mean, there's probably pomegranate in here, but more than anything, I'm getting straight up cranberry juice. I want to remind you guys, this mead is 13%. I'm telling you right now, I didn't say this to you, but if you wanted to get a friend drunk and they like cranberry juice, go buy them a container of the Ocean Spray cranberry juice, pour it all out, replace it with this, and they would chug the shit out of it and have no idea they're drinking a 13% mead. It would be the best practical joke ever. In fact, I might play that joke on John. Hopefully he doesn't see this before I do it, and I'll let you guys know how it goes. But all in all, I will tell you, I'm not a huge mead guy. I do like meads. They're just, I mean, I'm a beer guy through and through. But shit, man, this is a game changer for me, for sure.
So finally, it's my turn to finally go big. I've been trying to keep it real sessionable with the ciders, but that day is over now. Now we drink with Duckwaddle, the 12.4% English barley wine. So apparently Phantom is about that life, so let's find out. So at 12.4%, you're definitely going to get that alcohol sweetness, that kind of just big beer notes that you would expect from anything above 10%. And this absolutely has that. It's got that sweetness, even though English barley wines tend to be very kind of toffee and malty and kind of not as sweet as you would kind of expect for a 12% beer. This is a little bit sweeter. It definitely has those English barley wine notes though, that toffee and kind of just that toasted grain notes going on. This has some oomph to it. This is something that I'm glad it's the last beer I'm going to be trying here because I'm going to need a moment. Woo. it's starting to build just a little bit. If I need a non-barrel aged barley wine in a pinch and I want to take it home in a crowler, Phantom. Phantom got me.
All right, guys, so I'm down to the final beer. Now, this beer in particular is an offshoot of a double IPA that actually has been out previously, which is called Flying Brick. That's a double IPA that they made, became very popular. Jacob told me he's tried it before and he said it was very reminiscent of bootlegger style beers, which is quite funny because this one is called Brick Wall. It's a 13% triple IPA, and the fact that he brought that up, the reason why it's so funny is because I took a whiff of it already and it reminds me of Far Out IPA from Bootlegger Brewing. It's got a like mysteriously dank aroma with like fruit and earthiness and pine. It's like West Coast on your nose already. But one thing I gotta bring up, I gotta bring this up because the reason why this is the last beer is it's 120 IBUs. I'm kind of scared to drink this. I love me some IPAs, but God, when the IBUs get that high, I know this is game over for my palate. So my tongue says goodbye, and so does the beer. Cheers. Wow. There is so much going on in this beer. This beer is like controlled anarchy in a glass. That's the only way I can think about it. You get earthiness, you get pininess, you get herbaceousness, you get a ton of dank, and then you get like this oversweet, overripe fruit flavor. It's just like a massive collision, like a Battle of the Titans, a gladiator battle, WWE, King of the Ring, whatever the hell you want to call it. There's so much going on in this beer, and it's just so excellent because of it. 120 IBUs. You guys heard me, I was really worried. This is a bitter beer, and there is so much going on my palate, but I ain't mad at it at all. This is fantastic. I will say that this isn't the type of beer that I would drink a lot of in a day. One, it's freaking 13%. That already tells you that you probably can't drink a lot of it. But two, the flavor. It's not soft. Like this flavor is not soft. This is a very angry, very outspoken, very opinionated beer. It is not afraid to show its true colors, but I love every single color in this beer. I gotta say, Phantom Ales, this is the only IPA I tried today. I would love to come back when you guys got more on your board. I want to try them all. All right, guys, so we've now tried all the beers. It's time to tell you which ones our favorites were. So Jacob, go ahead and start. Why don't you review some of the beers you tried, what you liked, and let us know which one your favorite was.
So like I mentioned before, the tea cider was easily one of the standouts for the flight that I had. I was so surprised by how much the tea came through, but I wanted even more of it. I wanted just tea all up in it. And I just really enjoyed that, and it's a flavor that I don't get too often, and not a lot of breweries can pull it off, and I wanted more. Easily a standout for me. Another really great one was actually Jeff's Pomegranate Cranberry Mead. I was surprised. I kind of didn't believe him when he said it tasted like ocean spray cranberry juice, so I had a sip. No, he was right. And easily just something you really should try if you come to Phantom Ales. But my most surprised favorite that I had, and the one that I picked to have another pour of, was the Triple IPA, Brick Wall. Even though I'm probably going to hit a brick wall after having this, I think it'll be worth it. It was easily just somehow, despite being 13%, it was still fruity, it was still hoppy, and it wasn't overly sweet. It's still sweet, but by no means is it in the realm of most triple IPAs that I've had. Even from like more famous breweries that do triple IPAs, I've had them and just not been for me. Somehow, Phantom Ales has done a really good job at creating flavor out of something that is hoppy and also 13%.
Yeah.
And I think that's worth noting. And so, yeah, cheers to you guys. So, on to you, Jeff.
So, guys, we actually tried a lot of very unique, very interesting beers here. I was telling Jake that passion fruit mango tea cider, it reminds me of when I used to go to dinner with my parents and they would always order that mango or passion fruit tea and drink like 6 of them in a night. And my parents aren't huge beer fans. I feel like that would be something that they would just go bananas over. I'm really excited next time they come to town. I'm totally coming back here to share that cider with them. And then there was also the Russian Imperial Stout. Now, that stout was delicious. It was very hard for me to choose what my favorite was because I really enjoyed it. The only reason why I didn't choose that one is the reason I stated. It was a little too bitter for me. I wanted more sweet than bitter, and I'm sure that they're gonna fine tune that recipe anyways, and eventually I feel like that one will become a favorite of mine. Now, when it comes to my favorite, for me, it was easy. I'm an IPA drinker through and through. You threaten me with 120 IBUs, and I say, I will run at that brick wall like a champion, baby. And that's what I picked, brick wall. Sorry. Here's the thing, guys. This beer is not small. This is a big beer. This is a 13% triple IPA. And to be honest with you, my favorite realm ABV-wise is usually anywhere between 6.5 and 7.5. This is like double that, okay? I don't like venturing out that way. It just gets a little bit too scary for me. But
We'll
this...
get you there.
Yeah.
We'll get you there.
Yeah. But this beer in particular, I'm telling you, the hop presence in this, the malt presence in this, everything has learned to blend just so beautifully that it creates a type of complexity that I feel like I wish I could recreate this beer. I don't think it's possible. Whatever Phantom Ales did to make this beer is some kind of sorcery, or they probably sacrificed one of their employees. That's all I gotta say. I mean, it's too good not to like involve some kind of bloodshed. I just, right?
Fair enough.
Yeah. I do want to mention again too. I want to give a little shout out to that Cranberry Pomegranate Mead. 13%. Holy shit. I will drink it again, but first I want to prank John. And John, if you're watching this, I'm really sorry. By now you've probably chugged an entire bottle of this and gotten drunk and went to work. Oops, my bad. Anyways, these are our favorite beers. So yeah, we had a great time. We're gonna enjoy the rest of our brick wall and maybe chow down on some food, and we'll see you later. Cheers. Cheers. All right, guys, so that's gonna do it here at Phantom Ales in Anaheim, California.
You saw us try some beer, we tried some cider, and we even ventured into Mead territory. And all of it was pretty damn good.
Yeah, man, there were some big ass beers that we had today, that's for sure.
And like you said, our favorite beer ended up being the Triple IPA at 13%. So make sure if you do go to come and visit Phantom Ales, you're prepared to drop some ABV.
Yeah, definitely drop some ABV. Otherwise, you're screwed. Call an Uber. Call an Uber.
For sure.
Or call an ambulance, either way.
Or both.
Yeah, or both. Well, hey guys, if you enjoyed this episode, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. I know we say that every episode, but it means a lot to us. It gets us up on the rankings, gets us more views, and it gives us more incentive to make more great content for you. If there's a brewery you'd like us to see next time, make sure you write it in the comments below. We love traveling, we love trying new beers, and we love sharing our experiences with you.
Yeah.
So with that being said, we had a great time here at Phantom Ales, and we'll see you next time on Let's Have Some Beer. Cheers.